Hi folks, and welcome back to another episode of the Star Wars Library, where Star Wars is in print, and we're going back to the newspaper strips today to talk about our second to last storyline in this series here. So, it is in the Escape to Hoth trade paperback, and like I said, we're almost done with this, and the story is called Showdown. Now, this ran from 1983 to 1984, and in it, Raskar basically lets Jabba the Hutt know that he has Han Solo. Now, I just want to put this a little bit into context, especially, I guess me, even now, going through it. To me, it's a little bit jarring because we finished the last Star Wars novel in Del Rey's initial run. So there will not be any more Star Wars novels until Timothy Zahn's Heir to the Empire, which is in 1991. We're now in 1983 going into 1984. So, to put that into context, we're only getting Star Wars comic books or comic strips. That is our only form of Star Wars media, at least for now, in the print world, I mean. Of course, eventually we'll get the Droids cartoon, we'll get the Ewoks cartoon, that will be on TV, but as of in the print world, the publishing world, this is only what we're getting. So to me, it's a little bit strange going through this to prepare for these, and you go post Return of the Jedi, and now you're going back to a story that is after New Hope, going into Empire Strikes Back, only to then the next episode going there. So to me, it's just it's kind of a little jarring in that sense, just kind of thinking about how that was. But anyways, that's beside the point. So getting back to the whole story, Raskar, like I said, lets Jabba know that he knows, that, hey, I have Han Solo with me. Jabba then brings in Boba Fett, because why not? So, ultimately the gang are being led into a trap. The squad from Boba Fett comes together. Boba Fett, brings this squad together, and it consists of Skor, Dengar, Bosk, and basically they're coming in to capture the heroes. Interesting enough, though, this story actually calls Dengar Zuckuss, which is a little strange. Zuckuss is not Dengar. So there's an error there. So Chewie, Han, and Luke are locked up, but they end up getting their way to Ord Mantell again. So Boba Fett talks to Darth Vader, and he's basically like, look, here's the thing, Vader, I have this perfect deal. See, I want Han Solo, but you want Luke Skywalker. So tell you what, you pay me, and I'll capture them all. I'll give Luke to you, but then I'm going to take Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt. Basically, Boba Fett's being kind of a good businessman, saying like, hey, look, you pay me, Jabba will pay me, I'll get money from you for capturing both, and then I'll get even more because I'll bring Han to Jabba the Hutt. So he tries to con that. Vader's like, okay. But of course, the heroes escape before Boba Fett can get to them. Raskal ends up helping them, and Luke ends up using the Force on Skor. And Han goes and tackles Skor. As you can see here, this is one of the original covers for issue 20, where you can find this, I guess, in the singles. And ultimately, they end up escaping. They beat Boba Fett, and basically it ends with Boba Fett, like, curse you, Han Solo, and I lost you again, and basically that's how the story ends. Showdown in classic Star Wars, is this an essential story in this? No, it's not. It's not a bad story. It's okay. It's kind of cool. We're seeing another instance where Boba Fett and Darth Vader are kind of working together before the Empire Strikes Back, but then of course later expanded universe things, especially I think the one that most people will think of is the Force Unleashed 2. We'll see Boba Fett interacting with Darth Vader, but it is kind of cool to see that firsthand, especially considering this came out in the 80s, well before all those future expanded universe stories would come out. So it's an okay story, but if you choose to skip it, you're not going to miss anything, and it's not going to affect your reading there. So that is all the time I have for today. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time with another episode of the Star Wars Library.